Hello, everyone. Welcome back to an episode of Run It Up number 19. That's right. We're about to leave our angsty teenage years and hit our wonderful golden 20s. I don't know if 20s are golden, but they're at least pretty sweet. So, episode number 19. It's been 20 videos in a row now, somehow, believe it or not, because we have that Dan O'Brien in there that didn't count as Run It Up. 20 videos in a row. Who would have thought? I would have taken the under. So hey, here we are. Speaking of here we are, I have ace 10 and decided to try to bet twice. I might have had the best hand, but figured a bet would work just in case. As a little backup, just in case ace I wasn't the best hand. We'll just bet our way through it and get there ourselves. 7 deuce suited in the big blind. We'll let that one go. Anyways, here we are today. Started today with about $162 or so, give or take. Bought into this table for $25, and that's pretty much where we're at right now. Nothing wild or unexpected with any of that. So yeah, here we are. Running it up so far. We're on a 4-game winning streak. That's right. Four sessions in a row we've been running it up. We've been fulfilling our destiny here. Running it up. This could be in the history of all of Run It Up. This could be the longest winning streak that we've ever had. Ever. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. So far so good. Don't know this player. He didn't really say anything. We were just sitting here playing sheriff. We were just sitting here, the boss of 10 cent, 25 cent, minding our own business. And this poker boss fella just decided to show up and sit down with us. Decent flop for pocket sixes here. Just called the min-raise pre-flop. Probably going to plan on check calling this flop and then making some decisions on later streets. He decided to check back, though, which is weird. Him deciding to check back here makes me feel like we are very beat now, because it's not really a flop that I would expect him to give up on. It's more of the kind of flop that I would expect him to control on, with like a hand like ace high or maybe a 4 or something like that. So we beat 4s, lose to aces, but I think he has a lot more aces than he has 4s. So we'll let that one go. Pretty much like the only turn card that we just give up on, I think. But it's all right. It happens. Can't win them all, right? Can't win them all, slugger. That's no one used to say that to me. I was gonna say that's what nobody told me that. No. Playing with Jason Somerville. Yes, you are, sir. Indeed. All right, king 10 offsuit here in the small blind. I think you could argue for re-raising, but I think calling is cool. Let's see 3 dealer. Not the best flop, not the worst flop. If he has an ace, we're drawing very, very thin. Queen of diamonds would be a decent card, I guess. If he doesn't have an ace, though, we're probably not in we're either ahead or not in the worst of shapes. We're gonna check call here. Let's see what he does now. He did give up the last time on the jack 4 jack flop. So maybe there's a chance, that he gives up here if he doesn't have it. I think given that we saw that hand before, doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't have it. I mean, he certainly could be bluffing us, as much as I hate to admit it. We could be getting bluffed here, but I think it doesn't happen often enough. I mean, we just don't know our opponent well enough yet, so I'm going to give him credit at this point with this hand. I'm not giving him enough credit, though, to fold the 6-10 offsuit here on the button. No easy folds here, folks. take that stuff to the 7-7-7 sit and goes, all right? Get out of here. Get out of here with that. There's no talk of folding 6-10 offsuit on the button in my watch, okay? This is run it up, not knit it up, all right? Get out of here. All right, 3 players I've never seen before. Not that, that means anything at this limit. Thought we would get some regs, but haven't got any regs yet at this limit. Looks like blob and stuff raised, pre-flop, poker boss check called very quickly, I'll point out. He seems like he's a quick actor, which does make him a poker boss in my eyes, because people that act slow, it's fine if you're new to poker, of course, but if you act slow as a professional, I think you're asking for trouble. So not that this guy is like the professional, but I'm just saying, in fact, he's acting too quickly even, I would say. People, there's got to be some sweet spot between take your time, think, even balance, average out your times of thinking, but he's acting too quickly. If you make all your decisions, especially because like imagine that trying to balance all your decisions around, like let's say you're trying to give away no information on your timing. This is the poker tip of the day, everyone. Get out your little notepads and notebooks and everything. If you're trying to say, oh, but I do everything just as fast all the time when I can do it as fast as I want. Yeah, that's not really true, because sometimes you do have really tough decisions, and you want to be able to effectively like tank, think, and then maybe raise, or tank, think, and then maybe bet, or tank, think, and then whatever. There are going to be more times that you want to act, you want to take some time, and you don't want to betray that you actually have a tough decision when that happens. So I think it's easier to just make all your stuff take like a moderate amount of time, and not try to make everything just go insta-fast. As much as I appreciate it, though, it's very kind of you, but I don't think it's necessarily ideal. There you go, everyone. Put away the notebooks now. It's time to relax. Kick back, relax. It's run it up, but we'll just take it off. We'll just walk it in whatever direction, please. No more running. We'll just relax, chill. We'll just walk fast in no particular direction. That's going to be the name of the show. Wandering in an aimless direction. Looks like we're going to give away $1.50 here. I thought this was okay because we're risking $1.50 to win 75 cents, 85 cents, and it's going to win often enough, either pre-flop or post-flop, that I think it's okay. We could have made $1.25 here, but I thought $1.50 would encourage folding. We're going to just give it away, even getting a great price with 9/3 offsuit. I think we just give that $1.50 to UFO over there. Enjoy it. Get yourself a cheeseburger. Have a great day. It's on us. Team Run It Up provided it to you. King 7 offsuit. I think we're going to raise it. 51, dealer. Yes, that's right. Didn't forget. How could you forget the underarm dunk on the mic? It's really not yeah, why not? Look at that. That's perfect. Why not? Exactly. Let's see a flop, dealer. All right. Not the best flop, but not the worst flop either. We're going to start with the bet and go from there. That is a fantastic answer. Points to you, sir. Or maybe woman. Points nonetheless. So we'll be bet folding here if he decides to raise. If he calls, we'll have some decisions to make. I think this is one of those cards where we just usually give up, though. I mean, it's possible we have the best hand. We beat 35, my favorite hand. We beat deuce 5, beat deuce 3, but I don't necessarily think he has all of those. I mean, I would actually assume he doesn't if I had to make a guess one way or the other. So I think I'm going to end up just check folding on this flop, or on this turn, I mean, after all, let's take a step back and realize we have King 7 on an Ace 9-9-4 board. Sometimes, the way that my 9-year-old cousin would play the hand is actually the best way to play the hand. He's like, you just have nothing. What are you thinking about, you idiot? What are you worried about? You got King 7. Just fold it, moron. All right, you're right. I should just fold. That's it. In the muck it goes. Our 51 cents didn't work that time. I'm a little disappointed that our 51 cent, we did the whole thing. We had a whole routine going and didn't pay off for us. That's really unfortunate. So yeah, I'm planning to make videos every day this week. If you haven't been following along so far, every single day there'll be a new video, probably a new run it up. Yeah, pretty much every day. I've got a couple different ideas in mind for special run it ups though, so stay tuned for that. All right. Enough of that. That's enough of the promoter hat for the day. That's it. Don't worry. Well, I'll probably put the promoter hat on at the end. I admit to being a bit of a promoter slut at the end of the video. I admit it. It happens. Someone's got to do it. It's a one-man show over here. We've got a very, very small budget. It's very close to the zero. It might be zero. But someone's got to promote it. No one else promotes it over here. All right, King 6 offsuit, not good enough to play it. Throwing that one in the muck. We're going to take this hand off. Let's commentate on this hand. Let's watch this hand very closely, very closely. Blob and stuff raises 70 cents. 70 cents, not 75, not 50 cents. That's very interesting. If we were going to set into, come on, let's lean back a little bit, camera. You're way too leaned forward. Let's sit back and really enjoy this. If we were going to be playing this blob and stuff fella for a long period of time, we'd pay attention to those little 70 cents things, because I don't know what exactly that means, or if he does it with any particular rhyme or reason. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe it's just his favorite number. Maybe he has a little routine he does before he bets it. I don't know. I'm not the answerer. I'm the questioner. You know, that's not my job, really. Anyway, if you follow along with all that, props to you, sir, or woman, ma'am. Props to you, ma'am. 9% and rising. That's it. If we did knit it up, I wonder if that would help. You know, we did like a little knitting show on the side. Every like Wednesday, we did like Jay Carver's knitting club. We all just got together and just like crocheted together. You know, am I doing it right? I don't know. I don't think I'm doing it right. I'm doing nothing. But yeah, that would probably help the numbers so much. You know, it'd be like the Jay Carver dating club. You know, the women like it, the men like it. It's great. That's going to be the end business of this whole thing. It'll be Jay Carver's love connections. Every Wednesday, Jay Carver will make this a little border. It'll be a little heart. How nice will that be? This is so sweet. I'm crying right now. And this hand was actually interesting, too. At one point, I had said, let's watch this hand. It'll be interesting. And it's a $50 pot, and we've been talking about knitting. But looks like it's just a cooler for blob and stuff over there. Doubt he could have done anything besides what he did. I don't know how the turn action went. I think flop went check raise, but hey, I won't know. But you can know. You're one rewind away. You can stop time right now and go back and find out. How cool is that? All right, I guess it's not that cool, but I thought it was cool. All right, 2 1/4 here in the big blind with ace-jack offsuit. I think we have the best hand here. This guy's probably feeling his oats a little bit there. He just won a huge pot with ace-jack, actually. I think 2 1/4 is decent size. We're just getting some value here. This guy's not got a lot of chips. Not that if he shoves, we'll just have to call. I'm not going to be happy about it. He could have ace-queen or something. You know, rarely does he have better than really does he have jacks or better. Sometimes he has ace-queen, but I think most time we're flipping or head. Flipping is cool with me. Run the cards, boys. Decent flop for us. Decent turn for us. Guess what? 2 outs. Full house. Full house for us. Ships the pot, so we ship that all the way up to $30. It's like we shipped a huge pot for a plus $5 profit. Ballin'. Can you say ballin'? That's that's right. Balling on a budget over here. All right, so plus $5. Unfortunately, our friend here has left after losing a flip. I think he could have probably. I understand. I don't actually hate his deuces shove if he thinks that we're just in there messing around. I mean, he has seen us mess around that one time when it went post and we raised. So he knows we're capable of messing around there. We have that mess around capable button and that little golden spade anyway. So he's certainly capable of knowing that we're messing around sometimes. So if he makes that read, I don't mind going all in there. Certainly, I can be messing around once in a while. Anything can happen. It's run it up. It's magical. Anything can happen. It's a magical wonderland of poker. Poker, action, and story time. What more can you ask for? Really? Tell me. Tell me and I'll do it. Maybe. Within reason. All right. Looks like we got a big action pot here. Lots of checking. Ace-jack's definitely going to be the best hand there. Definitely. That was like totally rad voice right there. That's what that was. Totally tubular. That's it. No. I should just, one of these videos, I should just do it with some amount of, not necessarily a voice, but some sort of underlying slight vocal difference, and we'll see who picks up on it. I'll just throw words in totally rad and tubular. And people are going to be like, oh, great. 70s Jay Carver. He's my favorite, 70s Jay Carver. Speaking of 70s, wow, what a segue. Our friend Blob and Stuff made a 70 cents again, and we know he made a 70 cents last time with what? King Jack. That's right. That's that professional poker player recall I have right there. I'm just showing it off. That's right. I remember what cards he had 2 hands ago. What up? All right. Well, Nikosai Boss, whose name I will never attempt to say again, has decided to raise here. Very appropriate name. It looks like the name of like a weirdly named fish, and you're just or shark, and you're just oh, it's the Nikosai Boss. Yes, I've heard of this. That's what that reminds me of, So I just folded the pocket sixes to a 6x raise. I think it's fine. I mean, I'm not loving it, but I think it's all right. Certainly, you could argue re-raising if you really felt like it, but I didn't really feel like it. that's that's not what I felt like doing. We do have 2 9s here. Going to bet this flop. Got called pretty quickly. 10 is a decent card for us. He also checks pretty quick. Not that that means anything because this guy does check fairly quickly. I think I'm still going to bet $1.50 here, though. Get a little bit of value out of flush draws, worse pocket pairs. I think he calls us with all that. Great run out for us. I mean, I think we're ahead here like 95% of the time. We lose to like, I would actually be like 98% willing to bet that we have the best hand here. It's possible, but not super likely. I think we get called by 3s, worse pocket pairs. Obviously, plenty of worse hands. Plenty of worse hands. We have a full house. We were the pre-flop raiser. What are we worried about? That's what I should be saying. Who needs, sometimes poker strategy is just so long. I have a full house. I'm going to win. That's the joke. That's the truth of it, Who needs the long strategy stuff? Sometimes, Don't go on forever. Full house, I bet. All right, Blob and stuff folds over here eventually. Blob and stuff is doing something else apparently. Oh, no, reconnected. Anytime now, Blob and stuff. Don't see the shark avatar too much, which is actually surprising because it's kind of a cool avatar, all in all. Although I'm not really sure if you can see those like nostrils. Is that anatomically correct on whatever animal that is? Which could be a shark. I'm not really sure. I think it's a shark, right? I've been saying it's a shark. Anyway, hopefully this hand will proceed at some point. As we wait here, we have our little intermission. Oh, he gets to think again. How nice of Ultimate Poker to give this fellow plenty of time to get his life together over here. I'm glad this is effectively live, because I'm not editing this. Once again, you'll have to see the editor about this editing project, and I'm not editing this, so we're far too far into this video to call it anything besides a video at this point. Ah, there he goes. He's mucked his cards. Don't know what to say about that. We'll have to fix that. I don't know what else to say. That will be fixed eventually, I hope. It will be. Will be soon. 70 cents again here from our under-the-gun friend, Blob and stuff. Going to be giving that to him in a much faster time than his last action took. Everyone's like, all right, you need this money to, clearly get your life together over there. Take it, 35 cents. Queen 4 suited here in the small blind, going to be limping 15 cents. Let's put it in there. I think technically on some technical spectrum of I don't think it'll ever have any practical impact, but we should be theoretically calling in our small blind a little bit tighter than normal because we're only putting in, it's a 10 cent, 25 cents. It's not half the big blind. It's only technically, it's a little bit less than that. It's like 40%. So we should be calling a little bit tighter than we would, but it's so tiny. It's not a real thing. Just pointing it out. I'm probably going to end up calling here. It's possible that we're beat by deuce. Sometimes he has a random 6, but more often, I don't really think he's floating here too often, though, on the flop when we bet a quarter. Even if he watches the videos, which he probably does because he said something before, I don't think that he's necessarily capable of just, calling with 10-9 and then just giving us the business on the turn, I don't know if he's quite capable of just doing that to us, but I don't know if he's doing that. Also, the other thing is that he did lose that big pot with King Jack to Ace Jack. So if it's even close, I think he's more likely to be tight now that he's he's lost a little bit. He's not exactly over there feeling himself. He's like, oh, I'm not, he's not feeling his oats over there or anything. So I think we can kind of lean on the side of him being too more likely to be tight than loose. We're gonna bet $1 here. Probably have the best hands some favorite percent of the time, but we'll find out about that very quickly. Well, reasonably soon, I suppose. As soon as Blob and stuff gets his life together. I think we're probably going to end up just folding. It's possible he has the best hand and he has 6-7 or just a bluff, but I don't really feel comfortable in calling, and there's not really anything else we can do to win the pot, I don't think. So we will give him $1. Enjoy it. Another team run it up donation. I thought we usually have the best hand there, but not all the time. Some of the time, not all the time. Not that time, I don't think. Or it was a nice bluff, you know? If you're never getting bluffed, you're calling too much. That was something that was told me that was actually told to me at some point in my poker career, which made a lot of sense to me, actually. It made me feel good about being less of a station, which I've always been a bit of a station. As we're going to see demonstrated in this hand, as I put another $1.25 in with 10-jack offsuit pre-flop. I mean, we're all so deep. The hand isn't very good, obviously, but we're all so deep. I mean, I think it's fine. With the price we're getting, I think it's okay to put the money in pre-flop, but, you know, I think it's close. If it was heads up, I probably would have just folded out of position. But three-handed, I think I can get it in there. And we were so close. We were so close to flopping trips. Glorious, glorious, three of a kind. But no, not this time. Is not to be. All right, big blind here with Kitchens, 10-3 offsuit. Not really sure why it's called Kitchens, but, you know, I think that's what it's called. I'm not really one for poker nicknames, and I'm actually a little embarrassed that I even said that in this hand. So we'll just, if only I had an editor, then we would just, you know, do some cutting. But instead, nope. That's it. Put it up. Enjoy it. That's it. Deal with it. All right. So we bet, and he raised. That's sad. We said, hey, do we have the best hand? And he said, no, you don't. And I think I'm going to believe him. Our hand is somewhat bad. We do have position, which is nice. And maybe we can put him in the cage on some turns, actually. That might actually work. Maybe I should have actually called that flop check raise. He did make it pretty small. But it can't be too bad because we have 10-3, and it's such a bad hand on that board. I don't really think he's messing around with us too much. Like, if he ever has queen 8 offsuit, I would be shocked. You know, something like that. That would be maybe not shocked. I'd be surprised. So given that, then I think it's fine. In this hand, we limp called with queen 4 offsuit, a little on the loose side, but can't be too bad. Gonna end up check calling on this flop with a queen blind versus blind, pretty close to the nuts. I mean, we're not necessarily the nuts because things like this happen, which is always unfortunate. So yeah, turn ace, probably going to end up check folding a lot of the time, but miracles can happen. Maybe he goes check sometimes. Maybe he bets too small. Maybe he bets... No, he bet a decent amount. I mean, against some players, I wouldn't end up folding this. I would end up, you know, continuing, but... I think against this player and this opponent, I don't anticipate him doing anything here like too crazy. It's possible that he'd bluff. This is a great card to bluff on because you get so many other cards other hands to fold. But I'm just not sure that this player is bluffing on that spot. Like if he has 2 10s, is he just checking back? I don't know. Maybe that hand he bluffs, but I don't know. It is a mystery. Who knows? All right, so raise here, king jack offsuit in the button. Oh, look, another Master Chief shows up. Our friend over there at the Shark Avatar decides to lead out. I think we're going to call here and see a turn card. I mean, it's... Once again, like, it's a spot where this might be a habit that... Not necessarily a habit, but a thing that I would do that makes more sense at the high stakes and less sense at these stakes. Because this guy just might never be leading with air, in which case then I shouldn't be calling with king high. But I'm not really sure if that's true. We could have bet this turn, but I thought that it was more likely that he... Actually, I probably should have bet this turn, to be honest. I think I messed this hand up too. I was afraid when the turn card was a heart and he checked. I mean, it just didn't make a lot of sense. I didn't think he was ever check folding. I thought he was likely just giving up. But in situations like this, sometimes we get bluffed. If he was bluffing on the flop, now we get bluffed because we induced it by checking back on the turn. So I think I should just bet turn. It's one of the... I think in retrospect, I wish I had just bet turn. King Jack is like the worst hand we ever have in that spot. King Jack, no heart. So I think we'll take one hand off. We need a little breather. We'll let the Jack 8 go. Yeah, I think I probably should have just bet that turn. You know, there's not too many hands I show up with that are worse than King Jack. I don't really want to try to see him. I don't want to see him bluff really on the river. So I think all in all that was probably a bet on the turn. whatever, it happens. It's one of those situations where, like, I think if you really think through spots, after the fact as they go, like, you shouldn't let it impact your play. Like, if you analyze your play after it happened and you're mad at yourself, then I think you're doing yourself a disservice by analyzing your play. Like, let's say you play a hand, you play it badly, and you're still there playing. I think you're making a really big mistake by analyzing hands at the table, and just, or you have to either be able to analyze hands without letting it impact your play while you're at the table, or just not, like, think about hands after the fact at all until you're done. Like, I just think that's a pretty big leak that some players have, that they just let hands, like, sit in their mind and, like, rot and make their entire poker game worse, as they're tilted and angry and upset with themselves and just, like, mad that they played a hand wrong and whatever else, and then they just proceed to play many other hands worse likely than the first hand that they actually messed up. So many, like, pro tips in this episode. This is it. This is just like Tuesday pro tip time. I like that for a name. No. That will not be happening. So I'll probably play here for another, I don't know, we'll see. 2 orbits, maybe, something like that. We'll see how it goes. Currently down about 18 cents on the session. Not too worried about that. Not too worried about that big loss. Let's do it. Let's do a lean back. Let's do another lean back segment. That's it. We're just gonna let's just relax. How are you doing? Tell me more. Can't do that. Can I do that on Twitch? To tell me how you're doing stuff. All right, that hand's finally over. 7-5 offsuit here on the button. We have a new player who just snuck here in the big blind. This is a spot where I can definitely fold here a lot against a lot of different people. I'd be just folding, but I think it's fine to call here on the button. We got a decent on the bad side hand. Position, though, everyone's pretty deep. If we were short stacked, I would almost never call this. But hey, it's the cash games. It's the cash game streets. Why not? Let's get in there. All right, 125. Let's see. We're gonna need a good flop, dealer. All right. Well, we flopped a draw, which is better than flopping nothing. I have a feeling, though, that McTunzeth over there is not going to let us see this turn card for cheap. But maybe he will. Maybe he bets like $2 and then our shark friend over there calls, something like that. Man, this blobbing stuff. All right. Checks to McTunzeth. I mean, it's got to be his internet, obviously. I don't think it's like his fault or anything like that. It's either his internet or our server internet or something. McTunzeth does bet 1 1/4 though, which is a very nice bet size to see with the hand that I have. Also a call. This is great. Blobbin Stuff has a great opportunity to put us in the cage over here with the check raise, but hopefully he decides to let us roam free and just drill it. This is a great drilling opportunity we have right here. We are drilling for gold right here in this moment. We are about to witness this. Run it up 19. That's it. It's historic. Let's drill a 6 sometime. Let's at least see. The tension is killing me. Everyone at home is biting their nails. Oh, let's see it. All right, well, we turned out, which is always, again, better than whiffing. If McTunzeth decides to bet a lot, we're just going to have to be done with the hand. If he decides to bet a smaller amount, then maybe we'll continue. But I would be surprised if he bet like $2 or something here. That would be very weird to me. But it's possible. I mean, I would guess that if he did bet small, that we get to see a river card, because I would bet that this fellow was just going to call pretty often. Ooh, and it goes check, check. All right, let's see if it can go check, check to us. I won't be betting if it checks to us. Let's see a river card. Dealer. Let's see a river card. Oh, man. It was so low, so beautiful. The world had its breath held as the river card was dealt. Well, I've got bad news for everyone. I don't think we'll be winning this pot with like the 4th nut low. But weirder things have happened in my life. Blob and Stuff will eventually check. No problem. I'm surprised that the software gives him so much time to act. 525. Wow. I'm very confident that snap call. Obviously we're gonna fold here. I think Bob and stuff's got to have the best hand. It would be really surprising for me for him to have those. When anyone has disconnect issues and then bets, it's so unlikely that they're like reconnecting. They're like bluff, like nice, we're back in, quick, bluff before they notice. I mean, it's a sick. It would be pretty sick to do that. That's for sure. Don't think it happened that time though. I would bet on the knot. I mean, obviously he showed down 2 pair, but you know that's very unlikely. That's for sure. All right, so we have min raised. Here we are. Boy, this has been a great storytime episode. I'm gonna just put a fireplace over Blob and stuff until he gets his life together again over there and reconnects. I don't know what to make of this. All right, he finally times out. We're gonna get a re-raise here from Micton Zeth. We're getting 2-1 in position with against a short stack, which is better for a hand like this because you don't want to play super. You know, I mean, I don't really want to play super deep with a hand like this, but make a pair, we'll go all in, pretty much. King is not the greatest card for us because he hits ace king. I'd prefer it to be like queen 7-5, obviously, but still don't think we can really do a whole lot. I wonder if I should just call though, because I don't think he necessarily will bluff if the turn card comes something, maybe we can win the pot actually if he has a better hand than us, like 2 jacks, if the turn card is a queen. Or we can just turn a 7. That's the other plan, I guess. We do have equity just by having a 7. So I assume we got lucky here against him. Yeah, we did. I mean, obviously we just pretty much we got lucky in this situation. But against his entire every hand that he plays that way, which I'm not really sure what it is because he only was here like what 3 hands or something like that. I think again against the entire spectrum of hands he has, like ace queen, ace jack, 2 jacks, 2 tens, 2 kings, 2 aces, every hand he could possibly have, I think it's okay for us to play the hand the way we played it. Obviously we got lucky and we lose that hand way more often than we win it. Just like if a turn card is a deuce and he shoves every time, then obviously, and you know, if we make correct decisions, we're gonna lose still more often than not against that hand, but not this time. So that was a decent little pot, put us up like $10 there. Probably going to play for another couple hands or so. Not really sure what time I started, to be honest, so I'm kind of in like a casting wormhole right now where it might have been like 3 hours and I'm just like, oh, here we are, 10 cent, 25 cent, still playing hands. It would be like a run it up wormhole that no one ever escaped from. Just constantly poker and story time. That's it. Doesn't sound like that bad of a thing, honestly. It's basically what Twitch is, right? I think you could argue re-raising here or calling. I decided to call in this situation. I've been probably 3-betting here. I've actually probably been re-raising pre-flop more than calling. But in this particular spot, I decided not to. Going to be check calling here. Not loving it, but can't let this one go yet. Hand's just too good. I mean, just too good to just check fold. 6, interesting. I mean, interesting brick, I guess. Not really interesting. It's just a brick. 175. That's an interesting bet, though, because I thought that we were, I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me that he would bet 175 with a hand that beats us twice. Maybe he has a hand like 2 9s or 2 10s, and he's just, like, value betting. He'd also have, like, queen jack or something in that range. Don't think he has hearts too often. I don't think hearts would bet turn if he had them. At this limit, you know, you wouldn't think so. So I think we're a favorite to have the best hand on the river. Nice, we did. It wouldn't have shocked me if we lost that hand to like queen 10 or you know something like that, but not this time. Probably gonna not play this guy heads up. To be honest, I think we're gonna just instead of starting a whole new phase of combat. Looks like he's sitting out anyway. So we played sheriff. We sat down. We said, all right, who wants to play? Picked up 10.77 for our time here. Not the worst hourly rate I've ever been a part of. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know what? Share, like, subscribe. It's great. We have a great time here every day on Run It Up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget, new videos coming tomorrow. Noon or so should be a new Run It Up for you. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back with more tomorrow. Peace.